Hello and welcome, Lynx here. We are playing Sakura Succubus 8! This might be the last episode. I'm not sure if it is, but this might be the last episode. Consider that apparently there are 2 achievements left. Let's get to the game, Let's get to the game. Following morning.
That was a lot of fun.
A cheerfully smiling Cosmos is walking down the street, her arms linked behind her head. We've since checked out of our hotel, and now my retinue, minus Yue, who had to return to the Succubus realm earlier to take care of some business, are walking back home. For in Alice's case, I suppose her home would be my apartment, since that's where she's been crashing for the last few days. Alice has been pretty quiet ever since we checked out of the hotel. She's been walking by my side, her arm wounds through mine possessively. Cosmos meanwhile is striding on ahead, while Marina and Ayu hang back.
I've never stayed in a luxurious hotel like that before. It really was a blast. Thanks Marina for putting me up. I felt so fancy. Yeah.
Ayu frowns.
That isn't strictly true, is it? You stayed at the Ryokan with Hiroki and me last year, and that was fairly fancy, and I gave you my own room at my beach house. That was much more private than a hotel, and the location was a lot nicer. Do you really think that hotel was superior? Not really. It's not a case of things being superior or not. I had a lot of fun at your beach house, Ayu, but I like being at a swanky hotel too. It was a different experience, but they were both a lot of fun. I feel like I've been spoiled. I don't think you have. We're too nice to you, isn't that right, Marina? I agree. It was very kind of me paying for your room at that hotel. But it seemed that least I could do, I suppose, after both you and I agreed to help me with my charity event at the last minute. I appreciate the work you did for me. But I still wish you had thought to wear something other than that silly barmaid outfit. You courted rather more attention than a server should. I did tell you to dress appropriately. My outfit was appropriate for. I ran polls online and everything. Asked my fans what they thought I should wear while serving people, and that mermaid outfit was the most innocuous pick. The other stuff my fans requested showed a little more skin. I almost dread to ask, but what sorts of things did they ask for? Bunny girl outfits mostly. Apparently they're pretty popular for serving girls, hey? They might be popular in Vegas, but I wanted my event to be a little more classy than that.
Marina sighs.
Perhaps I ought to consider myself fortunate that you went for barmaid outfit then, when the other options were so... out there. Speaking of which, why are you still wearing that silly outfit? I was wondering about that myself. Don't you have anything more normal to wear? People are staring at us. I think this is plenty normal, and it's really cute. Why wouldn't I want to wear it? Don't you like it, Hiroki?
Oh. Of course, it's adorable.
I'm glad you think so.
I would prefer her not to wear that in public for you, but let's not reveal that information.
I knew you had a good taste, Hiroki, even if nobody else does. Being complimented by you always makes me feel all light and fluffy. I feel it's like I've scored a decisive victory. I win. What do you win exactly? Hiroki's heart. Whatever you say.
Ayu rolls her eyes.
Hiroki sees you, please. He's a bit like an amoeba like that. You could wear a garbage bag and I bet he'd still go gaga over you. Oh, do you really think so? Maybe we could try that at some point. Garbage bag cheek might not be too bad.
But I mean, have you seen the fashion in 21st century? Yeah.
But I have to head off back home now. I meant to be live streaming later and I don't want to keep my fans waiting. Thank you, Marina, for footing the hotel bill, and thank you, Ayu, for complimenting me. It was nice to see you again, to Alice.
Cosmos gives Alice a jaunty wave.
Good luck with finding a career of your own. I'm rooting for you. Oh, thank you. It's appreciated. I second Cosmos' sentiments. She might be a bit of an airhead, but she has a point. I too would like to see you succeed. You have my blessing. Same here, I guess. I mean, we're all fellow Succubi, so I guess I'd like to see you succeed. You might be a bit awkward, but I don't think you're that bad. You're well-meaning. And I hope you're able to find some way to stay in Japan. You girls.
Alice looks between the two OG members of my Succubus harem. Her eyes wide with gratitude. Oh yeah, they are OG, that's true. To be fair, if you think about it, there were 3 of them as OGs. Marina, Ayu, and Cosmos. Yeah. Then Hifumi dropped around. What was exactly the order? I don't remember, like... I think it was first we ran into Cosmos, then Marina, and then Ayu. Like, I mean, met them. Because if I remember correctly, like, first time seeing someone was Ayu first, but yeah, we've never talked with her back then. Or maybe it was Marina, Cosmos, and then Ayu. I don't remember. The second game, we got to meet Hifumi and Hazel. Yes. Then we got Yue, that's for sure. Then we got Yue. And then I think we hanged around for a little while with all of them together to eventually meet Elizabeth and Stefania. Stefania, who feels a little bit forced on us as a character, to be honest. I don't know, maybe. Actually, no, she's not being forced on us by the game itself. She's forced by Elizabeth. I didn't like that part, but well, Stefania is still a cutie. And I like her overall. I would choose Elizabeth for, obviously. Anyway. But yeah, OGs. Marina, Ayu, and Cosmos, that's true. Anywho. She sniffles again. Why does she cry so much? Then says with a tremulous smile,
Thank you for having so much faith in me. I don't always have much faith in myself.
Doesn't she? What a shock nut.
But I'm going to keep doing my very best. After your little pep talk, I really do feel like I can succeed.
Yeah. The following evening.
I spoke too soon. I don't think I can do this after all.
Huh? I was relaxing in my bedroom, watching a show on my ancient TV set. Dude, you say ancient? I say unbreakable. I mean, I bet that thing is not breaking at all, to be honest. That's such a wonderful technology back in the day. When all the stuff was made in a way that it's not going to break. And now, completely different story, huh? It's made so it breaks. Anyway, when a loud sound jolts me out of my lazy reverie, I lift my head, alerted by a cacophony, and soon come face to face with... Alice? Alice standing in the threshold of my bedroom, her chest rising and falling as though she's only just run a marathon. Her cheeks are uncommonly flushed and her features are twisted into a look of great, insurmountable woe. Did something happen since we parted ways outside the hotel yesterday morning? I don't recall anything momentous occurring, but maybe I'm out of the loop. I was working for most of the day and I only just got back about an hour ago. I was hoping to relax and unwind in front of my TV with some snacks, but I guess Alice has other ideas. Is something wrong?
Yes, something's wrong. Something's very, very wrong indeed. I went to the convenience store earlier to stock up on instant noodles.
Are instant noodles all Alice eats? If so, that's kind of sad.
And I saw this. Look, what they've been printing in the papers about me.
Huh. Alice thrust a newspaper, which she was clutching in my hands. I accepted it from her and smoothed it out. I look at the front page, my brow furrowed, and then... Oh. A single syllable falls from my lips. This syllable doesn't communicate very much, but given the nature of the story that's running on the front page, I think it's appropriate. There, in full color, in a large photo of Alice lying on the ground on top of a cosmos, her skirt pulled up around her hips and her eyes full of startled tears, A headline that's running alongside his piece meanwhile states in a bold typeface:
Disaster at Wakatsuki's Marina's latest charity event. Clumsy guest makes a scene and causes chaos.
As far as headlines go, it sure is eye-catching. I'm not sure if it's wholly accurate though. Alice might have caused a bit of a hysteria at Marina's ball, but I don't think she caused any chaos. Alice's mishap resulted in a few raised eyebrows, sure, and a whole bunch of whispers, but the event didn't grind to a halt after that. Yue helped Alice to her feet, then took her to the restrooms to wipe her down. Chaos is a bit of an overstatement, but this does make more an attention-grabbing headline.
I almost had a heart attack when I saw this in a convenience store. I just want to get some noodles. I didn't expect to see my own face staring at me from the shelves. And I definitely didn't think what happened would wind up on the front page of the newspaper.
It does seem kind of like an overkill, yeah. Maybe it was a slow news day.
This is awful. Now everybody across the nation will know that I fell over at Marina's ball, and they will think I'm a huge idiot.
I'm sure it won't be that bad. Not everybody reads the papers nowadays, and you're wearing a lot of makeup in that photo. Yeah, both of you assume that will not be in the internet if it was in newspaper. Even people who have seen it might not be able to recognize you.
No, people have been recognizing me. The clerk at the convenience store asked me if I was the girl in the photo, and people in the street have been pointing at me and laughing. Everybody's been talking about it. It feels like I finally become a celebrity. But I never want to become famous like this. Well, that's it. I'm truly trying to blend with you humans. I'm too stupid and clumsy for it. It will never happen. I just hack it. My life in Japan is over.
Say what? It isn't long after this dramatic declaration that Alice leaves my apartment after collecting her belongings.
What?
I try to talk her around, but she doesn't listen to me. She seems distraught. So upset my words can't get through to her. Why? She's past the point of rationality. Wait, is she leaving us completely? Please tell me it's not true. No, I don't agree to that. I don't agree to that. I do not agree to that. I can't help but worry about Alice. And my worries increase as the days go by. A full week eventually passes, but I still don't see any sign of her. It's like she's appeared into thin air. Where did she go? What is she doing? I'm busy pondering this when...
Excuse me, Hiroki.
A swirling portal opens up in my bedroom one evening, about an hour after I return home from work, and out steps Yue, at 13 this time in her Succubus outfit. She must have dropped in from the Succubus realm. That would explain her dramatic entrance alongside her outfit.
I'm sorry to stop by uninvited, but there is a matter that I wish to discuss with you. It's quite the urgent matter, in fact, and I knew not who else I could turn to. As the queen of the Succubus realm, I really ought to be able to resolve this by myself, but...
Yue bites her lower lip anxiously.
I feel this may be beyond my capabilities.
Is this about Alice?
Yes, that is correct. Was my purpose in coming here so very obvious?
Yeah, it was kind of obvious. Alice was in a pretty bad way the last time I saw her. She showed me this newspaper. Retrieved the newspaper Alice threw at me 1 week prior, then handed it over to Yue. And then she ran out on me. She was pretty upset about this article. Not that I can really blame her. It must be embarrassing having her face splashed on the front page like this. Alice's reaction to this news story was so pronounced, in fact, that it was almost enough to make me reconsider the morality of my own job. As a photographer for a disreputable magazine myself, which runs a lot of stories on celeb scandals, I've also contributed these sorts of stories. I wonder if that makes me a bad person. It might be hypocritical, therefore, of me to say this, but I'm worried about Alice. She hasn't shown up here since then. You don't know where she is, do you, Yue?
Of course I do. As the queen of the Succubi, it is my duty to know where all of my subjects are at any given time. And ever since she left your sight, Alice has been taking refuge in the Succubus realm.
Oh, I thought so. I'd suspected as much ever since Alice vanished, but it's nice having it confirmed. That allays some of my concerns, at least. I'm glad to know she's alright, but... what has she been doing in the Succubus realm?
Nothing. That's the problem. She's been holding away inside the palace, staring at the world. She hasn't been sleeping very much, nor eating. She does not go outside, and she shit away from me when I suggested it. It seems she's determined to wither away.
Ha, well that does sound pretty worrisome, yeah. Alice has always been pretty nervy, but the shock of having that newspaper article printed about her must have turned her into a full-blown shut-in. Well, this isn't good.
I'm incredibly worried, yes. I tried to talk some sense into her, but she simply refuses to listen to me. Her motivation has completely dwindled. She no longer wants to stay in the human realm. In fact, she no longer wishes to do anything. I have begun to despair in her. I want to try and resolve this matter on my own, but I have made so little progress I feel I have no other option but to look for outside help. I do not wish to intrude upon your free time, Hiroki, but please...
You extends a hand to me, her palm raised upwards, then says,
would you come to the Succubus realm with me one more time? I fear you are the only person who will be able to talk Alice around. Without your aid, I worry she will never recover.
Let's go. It's not even a question. You don't even need to ask me.
This is awful. What's the point? I'm such a failure, I don't know why bother. The world would be better if I never existed.
Wow, I knew Alice had been going through some tough times based on US testimony, but I didn't think things would be quite this bad. She might be staying at the Royal Palace, perhaps at US insistence, but she looks utterly dejected. Her head is hanging and her arms are wound tight around her legs. She's rocking back and forth, mumbling, worrying things to herself, which sound rather self-effacing. Is she... alright? No, she's not. The answer to that is probably not, but since I'm here, I might as well ask. Hey Alice, long time no see, huh? How are you holding up?
What?
Alice sniffles. She wipes her eyes with the back of her arm and turns her head to look at me.
Hiroki, what are you doing here? I brought him here. I thought that he might be able to talk some sense into you even if I cannot. Oh, right, I see. I'm really sorry for inconveniencing the two of you. It must be a pain coming all the way to the Succubus realm to look after a loser like me. I'm really not worth it. If you're completely sick and tired of me, I would understand. I mean, who wouldn't be? I'm sick and tired of me too.
Alice sighs.
I really can't do anything right. And now. We'll have less of that, Alice. Your self-pity is going to help you. I know that, but it's starting to look like nothing will help me. I tried to put myself out there, and I tried to be confident, but it didn't work. I just turned into a laughing stock instead. You saw all those photos of me in the newspapers, Lady Yue. Everybody was saying I was an idiot. How can I go back to the human realm now? I'll never be able to show my face around there again. I've been disgraced.
I can tell based on Alice's tremulous tones that this is going to be a pretty tough nut to crack. She's not in a good frame of mind, but I think I might be able to talk her around. I'm not the best orator, but I've spent so much time over the last year with my Succubus Harem that I think I've gotten pretty good at dealing with their problems. I just have to be patient. Losing my temper with Alice is a no-go. That will serve no purpose whatsoever, beyond making a retreat even further into her shell. Hey now. I adopt a gentle tone as I kneel before Alice. I understand that what happened to you was embarrassing, but it happened over a week ago. I'm sure everybody has forgotten all about that little mishap already. Hopefully.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I work for a magazine, so take it from me, I ought to know. Scandalous headlines get run all the time. Celebrities are always having affairs, getting into arguments, or making poor business decisions. Old headlines are forgotten just like that, and new ones get run to take their place. The accident you had at Marina's ball might have been a hot topic for a couple of days, but it's already blown over. Hopefully. I doubt anybody will care about it anymore, other than you.
Huh? Is that how it works?
It is, yeah. Humans are horrible fickle, which is why I, Cosmos, Marina, and the others have to work so hard. They're constantly pushing themselves to remain relevant so they can stay in the limelight. It takes active effort for even very famous women like them to make an impression on people. You aren't famous for Alice, so nobody will remember that you made a little mistake. Nobody's going to stare at you, and nobody's going to say mean things. And if they do, that means they have too much free time on their hands. I mean, makes sense. You shouldn't take their opinions too seriously. You definitely shouldn't hold yourself away in the Succubus realm. I don't think it's very good for you. You need to feel a bit of sunlight on your skin at least.
Well...
Alice wipes a few more stray tears from her eyes.
I've never really liked the Succubus realm. It is very dark around here. Hiding away here isn't making me feel any better. And I miss you a lot, Hiroki. I miss you too, Lady Yue. And I miss Cosmos and Time and the others. And I don't want to be alone. Don't be alone then. Return to Japan with us. Hiroki came all the way here to speak to you and to cheer you up. Should that not tell you how much he cares for you? Is that really true?
Alice blinks.
Do you still like me, Hiroki, even if I'm a bit of a mess?
Of course. I think that makes you a bit more appealing, actually.
It does.
Yeah, we all have our own issues. Even Marina. She's really hung up about her age, you know.
I might have heard her and Lady Yue arguing about it, yes.
No matter how competent a person might appear, we all have our own weak spots. Nobody's perfect. Apart from Hifumi, maybe. She has the patience of a saint and she's incredibly talented in a lot of areas. Acting, cooking, karuta, and playing music. I decided to keep this to myself, however, you know. I don't want to upset Alice any further. Comparing herself to him would be a fruitless task anyway, given she's something of a superwoman. But don't you dare compare Hifumi to that lazy-ass hero superwoman. She's like nothing compared to Hifumi. Hifumi, she's so ahead of her. Pfft. To be honest, all the Succubuses over here are so much better than that American hero superwoman. Pfft. Please.
In fact, if you were perfect...
In fact, if you're perfect, I feel a bit afraid of you. It can be intimidating talking to people who are too accomplished. You're easy to get along with, though. I know you think you're awkward, but I enjoy being with you. You're charming, and I know you're very kind. You care about people a lot. You've been worried about imposing on me, but I really don't see it like that. I've enjoyed having you around, and I think my life is a lot grayer without you in it. Won't you come back, please? You'll never know what you might be able to accomplish if you don't at least try.
I've never really thought I'd be able to accomplish anything, but...
Alice wipes a few more tears from her eyes, then looks up. I extend my palm to her, and Alice, after a few moments, reaches out her hand to take it. Our fingers entwine, our palms pressing together as I help Alice up. She stumbles a little after getting her feet, but I reach out to steady her. I hold Alice in my arms, her chest pressed against my own. She looks up at me, her lips pursed. And then after a pause she smiles.
Alright. I'm still a little afraid of the human realm, and I'm very afraid of failure. But I've already made an idiot of myself once. I don't think things could get much worse than they are already, really. I failed so badly, I shouldn't be afraid of it anymore. I should hold my head high. It will be difficult for me, but I'm going to do my very best. I don't want to let either of you down, Hiroki, Lady Yue. And I don't want to let myself down either.
That's the spirit. I'm glad you're feeling better, Alice.
Well, of course. I think it was inevitable that I feel better, really. No matter how sad I'm feeling, you always cheer me up, Hiroki. That's what made me fall for you. You really are nice.
Am I?
I'll do my best,
Alice said.
I'm going to try and be more optimistic,
She said. She promised she'd give making a name for herself in the human world one more shot, but...
The sunlight is so bright. It's making my eyes stick. This is the worst.
Alice has only been back in the human realm for about 5 minutes, and she's already looking worse for wear. She cringed the moment the sunlight touched her skin, and now she's glancing about the streets surreptitiously, Like she expects to be jumped at any given moment. Will she really be alright? Alice's skin has always been pale, but it looks even paler since her lengthy sojourn in the Succubus realm, and her eyes look distinctly bloodshot. The way she's shrinking away from the sunshine doesn't help. She's acting an awful lot like a vampire. I guess it's a good thing that, unlike a vampire, Alice won't crumble into dust upon being exposed to the sunlight. At least I hope she won't. I thought dragging Alice out of the Succubus realm would be the best for her, but now I'm not sure. You and I didn't make a mistake, did we? Maybe Alice really would have preferred being left to her own devices. She's never been much of a people person. Or a people succubus, perhaps I should say. I hope she can get over her aversion to the sunlight, at least soon enough. Otherwise we might have a problem. Eventually, the three of us make it to our destination, a somewhat small, trendy cafe that is located in Ikebukuro. Yu says that she'll order and walks over the counter, while asking me to keep an eye on Alice. It's obvious, based on the way that Alice is hanging her head, that she isn't in the mood to talk to anybody else. I think it's something of a miracle that I was able to coerce her into returning to Tokyo at all. Nice place. The slightest noise makes her jump like a small animal, one that's ready to be pounced on by an apex predator. Awkwardly, Alice's eyes flicker across the patrons assembled in the cafe. It looks a bit like she's trying to plot out an escape route in her head. Watching her is enough to stress me out. It's painfully obvious that she isn't enjoying herself. In fact, it's quite the opposite. She's shaking. Will she be alright? I reach out to her, in the hopes that holding her head might alleviate some of her anxiety, but...
Oh my goodness!
A loud voice, one eye that recognized cuts through the hum of casual chatter in the cafe. Alice jumps, then glances about the assembled patrons warily. She looks just like a cornered animal. I'm hoping that loud exclamation has nothing to do with us, but as it transpires...
I recognize you!
A woman is heading towards us, a woman I do not recognize. She's quite the glamorous-looking woman in the oversized hat with lips colored bright carmine. She's wearing a fancy, well-tailored suit, and her long fair hair curls in gentle waves over her shoulders. It's hard to take a look at her face. Even the wide brim of her hat and the sunglasses balanced to her nose. Who wears sunglasses indoors? I mean, really? But the skin around her lips looks a little taut. It might be rude to try and place a lady's age, but I reckon she's in her late 50s. Or maybe her early 60s. Still, she's very fashionable, and those heels she's wearing are huge! You could kill somebody with these stilettos like that. They'd make for pretty good murder weapons. This woman might recognize Alice, but it doesn't look like Alice recognizes her. Not based on her black expression.
I beg your pardon, but do I know you? I'd be thrilled if you did. But other people do. I'm rather famous after all in my own right. My name is Ise Sayuri. I'm a fashion designer of some renown. Does the name ring a bell? No, not really. I apologize. Oh well, never mind. You might not know who I am, but I know who you are. You're that girl from the newspaper, aren't you that? You're the idiot girl. I guess you could call me that, yeah. I'm Alice and I'm an idiot. I'm the one who ruined Marnia's big charity ball, and I made the headlines of a bunch of newspapers. Lots of people have seen photos of me lying on the ground looking like an idiot. I really am the worst.
Alice laughs awkwardly. Then she sighs.
I knew coming back here was a mistake. I never should have returned. I'm so stupid.
Alice rises to her feet, her lower lip trembling. She isn't going to cry, is she? But Sayuri holds her.
Chattomate kudasai! Please do not jump to conclusions, dear. I did not call out to you because I wish to berate you. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It is?
Alice sits back down in her seat, albeit hesitantly, and eyeing Sayuri, she says,
What is it that you want from me exactly? I'm a fashion designer, as I believe I mentioned, for lately I've been in something of a slump. It's an exhibition. I have an expedition coming up in a couple of months, but I've not been able to work up the inspiration to work on any of my pieces. The muse has not, as they say, been kind to me. It felt rather as if my creative spark had abandoned me for good.
At least until I saw your lovely visage in the local newspaper. Hey? Do you really think I'm lovely? Oh, yes, indeed. The photographs of you I saw in the newspaper were not the most flattering, but I could see well enough how attractive you are. You have a lovely face with your very soulful eyes. And now that I think in person, I can see your lovely body too. I thought you would be a perfect model from the moment that I saw you.
Oh, she might become a model, I guess, yeah. I agree. She's perfect for being a model, unlike most models we have in real life. A walking hangers.
No, a perfect muse. My creative energies, which had once deserted me, came back in an instant when I saw you.
I say walking hangers. Right now it's either walking hangers when it comes to models, or whales. No actually good looking woman. Why? Luckily enough, Sayuri over here know what modeling is about. Anyway,
I've no desire now beyond making outfits for you, which I might show off to the world at large. You are a true diamond in the rough, and I feel it is my duty to make you sparkle. Would you say, Miss Alice?
Sayuri reaches into her handbag, then hands Alice a business card.
Would you like to work with me on my upcoming exhibition?
Alice accepts the card with trembling fingers, her face bright red.
So I don't know what to say. Please say yes. I've been searching for you all across Tokyo ever since I saw you in the newspapers. You have become my very own Cinderella. Cinderella, huh? Yes, that is right. You might be unpolished now, but I wish to make you shine. If one was to combine your natural beauty with my ingenuity and skills, I'm certain we'll be able to take Japan's fashion world by the storm. Do you not want to be famous, Alice? I promise I can make it happen. I will have you model for me, and in doing so, the world will forget about your embarrassing social football at Miss Walagatsuki's ball. You shall be reborn as a true icon, one who will be loved and adored by everybody who sees you. I'm sure you have great potential. Do not let your fear stop you from showing it to the world. Oh, I don't know. I just don't think I'm anything that special, really, but...
Alice continues to there, gripping Sayuri's business card tightly between their fingers when... What's this? Yue stops by her table, drinks in hand. She looks at Sayuri, then raises an eyebrow, askance.
Is this woman bothering you, Alice? Should I ask her to leave?
No, she's not bothering me. She said, I think that your friend has the potential to be a star. I was trying to cajole her into modeling for me, for she seems a bit shy. Would you mind trying to talk to her around for me? She has great wealth of untapped potential, for she seems unaware of it herself. It would be a shame to waste it.
Huh?
Yue stands there for a few moments, mutely her brow furrowed. She seems to be turning Sayuri's proposition over in her head, going through all the pros and cons before she eventually responds.
Ha! Well, of course Alice would be interested in your offer.
You! I've not made up my mind yet. Do you really think I can do this?
I'm sure you can. I have every confidence in you. Did I not tell you, Alice, that something good would happen eventually if only you kept trying to put yourself out there? I knew you had potential. And it seems like this esteemed lady here agrees with me. You really can be a star. In fact, I think you deserve to be a star. You have worked incredibly hard, despite all of the roadblocks that you faced. You have continued to pick yourself up over and over, and I think that is admirable. It is past time your hard work is recognized.
I'm not so sure. I'm so clumsy after all, and awkward. I already tried modeling once with Cosmos, and it didn't work out. People were mean about me. I don't want to mess up again.
You might if you adopt that attitude, which is why you need to be more positive. Have more faith in yourself, Alice, please. After all.
Yue takes one of Alice's hands in her own and gives it a squeeze.
I have faith in you. I'm sure that you can do it. I'll be cheering for you every step of the way, and I'm sure that Hiroki will be too.
Of course I will. You've got this, Alice.
There you see, you're not alone. No matter what happens, you will always have us. And I could not be happier for you than I'm right now. Let's go.
Phew!
Finally, some peace and quiet. I matter this for nobody's benefit but my own as I relax in my kitchen eating squid strips. Stripes. No, strips. It was not stripes, strips. This sure is the life. I like seeing the various members of my Succubus retinue, but spending time around the other people, or Succubi in this case, 24/7 can be a bit draining. I'm not an antisocial person, but even I need some time alone to recharge my batteries. I would say I'm the antisocial type. It's been months since Alice was able to luck into getting a job, and my life has quieted down considerably since then. Alice is still living in Tokyo, but she's moved out of my place to her own apartment. Oh, I guess she's feeling a little less codependent now that her life's back on track. Yue meanwhile has returned to the Succubus realm, content in the knowledge that Alice is doing alright for herself. I still see Alice on occasions, alongside the other girls in my harem, but her company isn't as demanding, which I'm grateful for. As much as I like Alice, having to comfort her around the clock was a bit tiring. It's nice that I have these nights to myself now. The nights that aren't occupied, I mean with going on dates with Cosmos, to the bar with Marina, video chatting with Stephanie and Elizabeth, or making myself otherwise able to for the rest of my adoring harem. My life's still tiring, but it's a lot less so than it was. There are fewer demands on my time and I'm glad for it. Everything settled down and my to-do list has become a lot more manageable. Even work's let off a little, which is nice. I'd be happy enough to pass this night watching TV, drinking beer and eating my salted squid strips, and my son turning to my uncle when...
Look, Hiroki, you will never guess what.
Oh? An excitable voice makes me turn my head. It looks like Yue has come to pay me a visit. She's stepping out of the dark portal, attired in her Succubus regalia, all skin-tight, her horns and tail visible. On her face Yue is wearing a bright smile and her eyes are sparkling. In one hand, meanwhile, she's holding what appears to be a glossy magazine. I wonder what that could be. Did something good happen, Yue?
You could say that, yes. Take a look at this.
A star is born at Jimenez, let's go! I have a tear in my eye right now. Alice! Congrats! Let's go!
Yue thrusts the magazine in my direction, still beaming. I peer at it, curious as to what the contents might be. Yue isn't the sort of person to get excited, not like this at least. She tends to be more stoic. When she does smile, her smiles are usually subdued. I'm intrigued to see whatever it is that's prompted such a sudden change within her. It doesn't take me very long to discover what that might be. My eyes skim the magazine pages and then... Oh! I recognize that face plastered in the pages of this magazine. That's Alice. She's posing in a variety of different blouses, skirts, dresses, her smile a shy one which somehow manages to look alluring. The outfits Alice has been styled in are all wearing shades of grey and black, much like her typical attire, with pops of white and red for contrast. That's good. These clothes are very frilly, so much so they wouldn't look out of place on an old bisque doll. I'm not well versed in feminine fashion, but I think these sorts of clothes would be called... Lolita! I didn't know these were the sorts of outfits Alice would be wearing, but they look nice on her. I mean, she was literally wearing that sort of outfit all the time. She looks just like a doll. Alice's expression might be a bit awkward in these photos. I guess she hasn't been able to shake off her residual anxiety, but I think that actually suits the clothes she's wearing. The stiffness of her smiles makes her look more like she's been crafted from porcelain. She's adorable!
I'm sure Alice will show you this in due course, but I was so excited when I laid eyes upon it that I had to come here and tell you good news. Alice might be disappointed I have stolen her thunder, but I simply could not wait. What do you think, Hiroki? Is she not adorable?
I continue to scan the images of Alice emblazoned in this magazine, then look back at Yue. My eyes meet hers and then I smile. I can't help it. Yue's obvious happiness for Alice is infectious.
Well, of course I think she's adorable. She looks fantastic.
We'll have to have a part together at some point to celebrate, but for now... I smile, then retrieve an unopened can of beer from the floor alongside my squid strips, then hand it to Yue. Here, we can celebrate just fine on our own, for tonight at least. I think this deserves at least a couple of rounds of drinks, don't you?
Oh yeah, that's an excellent idea. I do not usually imbibe, but I think tonight calls for it. Let us toast to Alice's success.
Yep, let's toast to her current success. And to all the other successes awaiting her in the future. I'm sure, as I bring my own can of beer to my lips, that Alice is going to go far. She really worked hard, and she deserves this success, every ounce of it. I couldn't be prouder of her. And I'm glad from the bottom of my heart that I was able to help her. I'm starting to be foolish for fusing about Alice as much as I was. I really shouldn't have stressed out so much. It looks like this story will have a happy ending after all. Let's go. Credits? Seems like it, yes. Oh, I'm so glad that Alice got a happy ending here. Oh my. Funnily enough, there is one more achievement left, but as far as I'm concerned, from the name of it, it's a hidden achievement. But from the name of it, it kind of points out at a possible not happy end. Alright, so apparently there is a guide for the game already, which was created 2 days ago, at least when I'm recording this. So there is a reason why I cannot allow myself to do the other thing. Because the reason for that being is that one remaining achievement is actually an asshole route, in a way. You apparently treat Alice nicely in the very beginning, but then you say things like basically a little bit of different choices. Like you say, I'm sure you won't ruin everything. Like it kind of implies you will ruin something. You say that even though I believe the question was when she was trying that dress, I believe the question was this dress. The question was if she doesn't look pretty and so on. I said yes, obviously, and apparently the answer to get the other ending is but she isn't as pretty as you were, right? Then some expectations being low. Then I think when we talk with Marina, you say she's a bit of a pain, which is not true. Basically, the other ending, or more like the other achievement, that one remaining achievement is like the achievement that makes you an asshole. I don't want that. I was the good guy, obviously, here. I wanted to support Alice. In a way, I understand what she's going through. I bet that a lot of people could say the same. You know, experiencing failure and so on. Feels like the world is crumbling and so on as well. Yeah, I kinda get the feeling. And getting out of it is not easy, that's for sure. All in all, I'm glad we were able to, on the first try, get to the point where, you know, Alice succeeds. She deserves success. She's a lovely girl. A lovely girl that needed a little bit of a helping hand. And she's a cutie, absolute cutie pie. Very precious girl. What else do I want to add? I hope there will be Sakura Succubus 9. I hope there will be a Sakura Succubus 9. Definitely looking forward to it if there will be. And I need to finally get myself onto the Hazel installment that was on Patreon as well. Lovely story. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider liking the video. If you're new around, subscribe and so on. That's always obviously appreciated. That's very much appreciated. You can also drop by on Twitch. Link in the description to that. That's pretty much all I have to say, to be quite honest. That's pretty much all I want to say. I really hope there will be another installment. Yeah. I like Sakura games overall. But I feel like for everyone else, Sakura Succubus strikes in a way in a perfect spot. It's so good. It is so good. Anyway, let's end it for today. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next game. Bye bye.